Hello to everybody and hope you're all well. And let's get this out of the way. Please like, share, and subscribe the video. It all helps me much to keep the channel going and helps to provide content for you all to watch. So, it is June and I haven't been sharing too much about my art hobby or art interests that I started back into since the end of last year. I've been able to get some free art classes, and so I've been involved with two groups, one on a Thursday and one on a Friday, working with the one on Friday involves some higher functioning autistic adults and some other adults that have other varying mental conditions going on, but are, able to socialize and function and so forth. So, anyways, this past Friday I finished doing tie-dye. That was one of the things that I gave as a suggestion, as a thought of something for us to do in the group before summer hits. And so I did tie-dye. So I actually bought shirts myself. The lady that is the head of the Friday session group, she went out and actually acquired a cheap tie-dye kit. So I was supposed to do the tie-dye work last week, but I ended up finishing up an acrylic painting I had started the previous week. So I'm going to show my first ever attempts and efforts at tie-dye. I did two kind of varying color schemes, and I did two varying patterns. So let's start off with shirt one. This was supposed to be a bullseye shirt, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get the bullseye centered. Well, at least here it's not centered. But I'm just looking here and I just realized something. It's actually centered properly on the back. So I did get the centered bullseye I wanted, just it's on the back. And the one on the front of the shirt is kind of off-centered, but again, that's the whole point of the process with doing the tie-dye, is that how you actually lay out the shirt definitely is a factor. So, in case anyone is curious in regards to like tie-dye, so you have to get basically like a as close to 100% cotton clothing item. Can be a t-shirt, can be a shirt, can be pants, can be socks. Hell, you can do underwear if you want to do underwear. And so basically there is probably, I'm going to say at least 6+ different patterns out there. I'm sure more is in the range of 12+ patterns and styles you can do to do tie-dye. But the main preface it and point in doing tie-dye is you get your fabric together, such as in this case to do this one, what you had to do is you had to get your fabric all together, and then once you had it all together, you went along and you wrap elastic bands to put out the different sections to the shirt, and then you apply your dye whatever color you want, into said unwrapped sections of your shirt, and then you leave it set anywhere from minimum 4 hours, depending on how much you want the dye to soak in, to upwards of 24 hours. Then you basically take the shirt, you let water rinse out the excess color. Then, according to the technique that I found and used on the 2 shirts that I have here in question that I did, you then do a gallon of water with an additional 2 cups of vinegar in it, and you let it soak for an additional 30 minutes. Then you do it a light wash. Try not to use excessive soap. And then once you're done, you either set it out to dry or you put it on low heat and don't use fabric sheets. So, yeah, so that's basically effort 1. And like I said, the front kind of didn't come out kind of how I wanted it. But it's funny now looking at it after the fact. The back really came out how I wanted it to turn out. So, kind of weird. And unfortunately, with these dyes, if you don't use them or don't buy the right ones, you get basically like what you see here. Basically, so you can't really see the color. It's really, really faded out, or some of the colors are like there's actually pink right there, but for some reason you can't. Well, you can see it there. There was a pink line of where this would have continued. So you have to really watch for your dyes, the type of dyes. I can't remember the term, but is, I think, fiber-centric dye or something. There are other dyes out there, like the famous RIT dye is also something you can do tie-dye with. And I thought about Scotch guarding these, but I think I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to let them wash out. But you can find some type of fabric protectant once you give these a first wash, and you can then set them that they'll stay a bit longer. Or if you do happen to get a better quality of dye to put into the fabric, they won't fade as much. Now this other one I did, I went for the pinch swirl technique, and I unfortunately did the shirt in the wrong position. So what I had did was I had accidentally folded the shirt lengthwise when I did this. So there was my pinch swirl pattern, which did actually come out right. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be in the center of the shirt, but in the end, it ended up making this really cool dual kind of pinch swirl pattern. And this one I kind of went with more kind of I was trying to go for some more kind of light colors. The green didn't come through as much. This ended up being the last of the yellow I had used of the dye, and I didn't want to bother to mix up more. So I think of the two, as much as I wanted this to be a singular swirl, I think I do kind of like how this one came out the best of the two. So yeah, so there's just another interesting prospect and showing of my little bit of dabbling that I've been doing of art and art-like things in the last like 6 to 8 months. It's been actually really nice to get out of the house. I really would encourage people to do so. And, especially if you have an artistic kind of side to yourself. It's cool to get out. It's cool to find other people that do it. Not much else to say. So, I've also actually had somebody from YouTube that follows me on Instagram actually made the suggestion that I should actually do tie-dye shirts and sell them. So, if you actually might be interested in a tie-dye shirt, get a hold of me, and maybe I can do a shirt for you and ship it off to you for whatever amount and whatnot. But anyways, have a great rest of your day. Please go back and watch through my 2,000 plus channel, 2,000 plus videos of varying things, which is again why it's called 3Gs. General interest, gaming, and guitar/instrument related stuff. Again, in case anyone was curious why I've called myself Terry 3Gs in most recent years, is because of that fact. That said, I hope yous are all well, and I hope yous have a great week next week. Bye for now.